Alright, here we are again. This is the second part of the video before I end it. So I decided to go ahead and open it up for you. As you can see, I'll show you this whole thing in a minute. And this is the molding that you get. As you can see, just like the other one, you can take out the magnet and replace it if you need to clean it. Again, the back. I like this one. It's very sturdy. Well, at least it's a little thick, so that's nice. One thing I found out about the battery bay here, the little tabs, when I was trying to put the batteries in, after opening it up, this little tab came off. So what I just did, I went ahead and just used Gorilla Glue and put 2 drops on the back of the tabs here, so they'll hold it. And they won't move when the batteries are moved if I have to do it when it's taken out again. That's just something I noticed, so they may need to work a little bit on that, but as you can see, it's still drying out. I know that works. I just need a drop for each side just to hold it. So that's that. The other thing I found is that when you use the temperature measurement, when I go there, it'll default to Celsius. So if I change it to Fahrenheit and I go back and put it back on the temperature, it goes back to Celsius. So it would be nice if you could just change it and the meter to stay wherever you leave it at, not necessarily default to anything, but just to the one that you want to use. That may be a good or bad thing depending on where you are. In the United States, we use the Fahrenheit. That's why having the default on the Celsius, it's just an extra step you have to do. Not a huge deal, but it would be nice if it would just stay where it is. Now let's go back in here real quick. And one of the other things I want to point out is that I'm not sure if it's just for the true RMS meters that are supposed to be or come calibrated from the manufacturers. As you can see, here, let me get a close-up. There are no pots anywhere that you can use to calibrate the meter itself. So I'm not sure what the process of calibrating the meters at manufacturer companies is, or what machines that they use. So now I'm just interested in finding out how they do that for pretty much any multimeter. So I kind of got interested in that because I know the regular multimeters for non-RMS, which are those little ones that Harbor Freight has, they do have the pod where you can do that. Not on these, which makes a lot of sense because they should be calibrated already. As you can see, this is a 2019 board. I was trying to read the numbers on the ceramic fuses, but it's very hard to read even with my 2020, so maybe I'm just getting older right now. That's a 20 amp fuse, 250 volts. This one's a 600 milliamp, 250 volts. I did see a 6, but I think I also saw 5, so I don't know. It's just very hard to read that, so I need a magnifying glass or something, which I have on my other lamp, but not on this one, so I can't really see the actual numbers, but I did take them out just to kind of check that. There is a number here, but even though it says 2020-011, I know that's not the day because obviously you get it right there, so that's just probably a serial number there. Let me see if I can give you a close-up with the light on. Hold it. Come on, focus. There we go. And here you can see there's a little metal piece going into the actual plastic here, where the small one, there's nothing coming out of there. It's just like an antenna on the board itself, so that's probably why it's less sensitive too. Although on live lines like an outlet, it seems to work a little better for both of these. The LED, it's right there. What else? Oh, the other two LEDs from the front on here. That's what you see there. The other thing I noticed is these resistors here. They almost seem like they're barely on there. But so far they haven't come off, so I'm not gonna try to force them. But this is what the inside is. I'm not gonna take it out because I don't think there's anything on the other side, and I don't want to make a mess with all the buttons coming out and this stuff, or the dial. I know it's not a huge deal, but I did take one out from the other small ones, and they do have bearings. I don't know if this, yeah, I think there's a bearing in there too with a little spring, so I don't want to take a chance on losing that. And anyway, that's pretty much it for this particular model. And again, the temperature is the other item that I found that was kind of different, because it doesn't stay where you want it. The little tab here that falls off if you're not careful or if you're not watching. I thought I bent it, but it actually just went inside and out the back. The other thing is, as I was mentioning earlier, the temperature. It did give me a reading, but I'm not sure how accurate that is, because actually today it's been like in the 70s. So when I saw 81, I don't know, that just seemed maybe a little higher than normal, because it's actually cooler today than it's been this couple of days. So that's something I'm gonna have to maybe try with something else, or a different thermometer at the same time. So I can't really tell you if that's pretty accurate or at least fairly accurate. It's just what I see or what it shows me. And I do have another, do I? I can't remember if I had another temperature sensor, but that is it on that for now. The other thing is, I did cut a little bit on the bottom here and the front on the plastic alligator clips, because they do need to come out in order for me to grab anything. And the way they came, it was like they were inside and I couldn't get anything or to anything without cutting them. And here, because they can't go over the leads, as I said, because they're too thick compared to the other one, which is what I do. I just stick them in there, but unfortunately not these. And it's not a huge deal, but it's nice to have the alligator clips. So that's just a tip that you can do if you actually want to use this, which you can, but you got to make sure that you get a nice connection here and here, and that you're able to grab whatever cable you need to touch on there. And you can't do it without it being shorter. So just something I am finding out. Now, I'm not an expert or an electronics technician, so that's pretty much all I can show you. But at least I can show you that, and which is, what you kind of want to see if you're just using basic tools for basic measurements. But I hope this helps, and let me show you. Well, let me see. I'm trying to do this a little quick so that my camera doesn't, or my video doesn't stop by itself like it did already. So let me kind of put this together. Well, I was gonna pretty much put it in here just to kind of give you an idea of how it fits. Well, it doesn't have the case, but as you can see, there's a little extra room here. So on this particular bag is fine. So I'll go ahead and link to those. It's not the best because there's no handle at all like a normal case would be, but hey, for what it is, it's fine. So with that said, I hope that helps others in just kind of having an idea what you actually get. You do get the range for the milliamps or the amps. Another thing I did check was to leave it on for a couple minutes while it was on to see if it would turn off by itself, and it did not. So on this one you do have to make sure you turn it off, but I think it will beep on you, so at least it'll remind you to do that. Unless you leave it on and leave the room, then you're gonna be out of luck by the time you get back if you leave for too long. But other than that, it seems to be okay for what I needed. Any other questions? I guess you can put them on the comments, and that's it for now.